Have you ever gone an entire day without drinking enough water? Not because you wanted to. Maybe you were busy. Maybe you simply forgot. But what if I told you that while you're going about your day, your body is quietly entering survival mode? And the scary part? Most people don't realize it's happening until the symptoms become impossible to ignore. Meet David. It's 7 o'clock in the morning. His alarm goes off, and like millions of people, he immediately reaches for his phone. He scrolls through messages, checks social media, gets ready for work, grabs a quick breakfast, but there's one thing he forgets. Water. It doesn't seem like a big deal. After all, it's only morning. What difference could a few hours make? A lot more than you think, because right now something is already happening inside David's body. While he feels completely normal on the outside, his brain has begun detecting a drop in available water. And when your brain notices dehydration, it treats it like a threat. Why? Because water is involved in almost every process that keeps you alive. Your blood needs it, your organs need it, your cells need it. Without enough water, the body starts making adjustments. Tiny adjustments at first, but they won't stay tiny for long. By 10 a.m., David has been busy answering emails and attending meetings. He's had coffee, maybe 2 cups, but still no water. Now he notices something strange. He's finding it harder to concentrate. Simple tasks seem slightly more annoying. His attention keeps drifting. Coincidence? Not exactly. Here's something many people don't know. Even mild dehydration can affect brain function. When the brain loses water, it has to work harder to perform the same tasks. Studies have shown that dehydration can impact focus, memory, mood, and mental performance. In other words, your brain starts operating with less efficiency. And David has no idea it's happening. He simply assumes he's tired, but the day is only getting started. By lunchtime, the situation becomes more interesting. David feels hungry, really hungry, so he grabs a large meal. But here's the twist. Sometimes what feels like hunger is actually thirst. The signals can be surprisingly similar. Many people eat when their bodies are really asking for water. And while David enjoys his lunch, another problem is quietly developing. His digestive system is slowing down. Water helps food move through the digestive tract. Without enough of it, digestion becomes less efficient. Over time, dehydration can contribute to constipation and stomach discomfort. But David doesn't connect the dots. Most people don't, because the symptoms seem unrelated. And that's exactly why dehydration is so sneaky. Now it's 3 p.m. The afternoon slump arrives. David's energy crashes. His head feels heavy. A dull headache starts creeping in. He reaches for another coffee, maybe an energy drink, anything to stay awake. But what if the real problem isn't a lack of caffeine? What if it's a lack of water? At this point, his blood has become slightly more concentrated. His heart now has to work a little harder to move blood throughout his body. Not enough to cause panic, but enough to reduce efficiency. Think of it like trying to pump thick syrup through a hose instead of water. Everything requires more effort. His body is spending more energy just maintaining normal functions, and that's one reason dehydration often leaves people feeling exhausted. But we're not at the most surprising part yet. As evening approaches, David notices something unusual. His urine is darker than normal. Most people ignore this sign. Yet it's one of the clearest messages your body can send. His kidneys are now working to conserve as much water as possible. These incredible organs filter waste from the blood every single day, but they rely heavily on adequate hydration. When water becomes scarce, the kidneys shift into conservation mode. They hold on to more water. Urine becomes darker and more concentrated. It's the body's way of saying, we're running low, save what we have. And if dehydration becomes a regular habit, the risks become much more serious. Kidney stones, urinary tract problems, increased strain on the kidneys, all from something as simple as not drinking enough water consistently. But there's one final stage most people never think about. By nighttime, David feels unusually drained. His muscles ache. His mood is worse. He's irritable. He can't focus. And despite being exhausted, he struggles to feel comfortable. What's happening? His entire body has spent the day compensating. The brain adjusted. The digestive system adjusted. The cardiovascular system adjusted. The kidneys adjusted. Every major system worked harder to maintain balance. And while the body is incredibly resilient, it isn't limitless. Eventually, the effects catch up. Now imagine repeating this day again, and again, and again. This is how a simple habit can slowly affect your energy, productivity, mood, and long-term health without you ever noticing the connection. The good news: the solution is surprisingly simple. Start your day with a glass of water. Keep a bottle nearby. Drink regularly instead of waiting until you're extremely thirsty. Pay attention to signs like headaches, fatigue, dizziness, dry mouth, and dark urine. Your body is constantly communicating with you. You just have to listen, because every cell in your body depends on water, every organ depends on water, and every day you stay hydrated, you're giving your body the resources it needs to perform at its best. So the next time you're busy, distracted, or tempted to put it off, remember David. Remember how quietly dehydration begins. And remember this: your body can survive without many things for a while, but water isn't one of them. Drink up. Your future self will thank you. Want to learn more about staying healthy and informed? Subscribe to OKM Health for more evidence-based health insights and simple explanations of the science that affects your everyday life.